Okay, so this says it wants us to approximate the mean for the following group frequency distribution table. So this is telling us that we have one value between 30 and 34, one value between 35 and 39, and so on and so forth. When data is given to you in a frequency table like this, and each class is some interval like this, we don't know, like for example, if I look at the interval from 45 to 49, we don't know what these three values actually are. They could all be the number 45. They could be the numbers 45, 46, and 47. We do not know. So we have to kind of make some assumptions here. So for these types of problems, you're going to assume that all three of these values are the exact midpoint of these two numbers. So if I slide this over, so that means in this group there's one number, and that's going to be the number 32. This is going to be the number 37, and this will be 42, 47, 52, 57, 62, 67, and 72. So now you can calculate this by summing up those numbers in your calculator. So you can either use the stat menu, we're not going to do that, we'll just plug it straight into the calculator. So I have 132, so I'll do 32 plus, I have 137 plus I have 242, so I can do 2 times 42, 2 times 42. Plus, I have 347, so I'll do 3 times 47, plus 4 times 52, plus 12 times 57, plus 14 times 62, plus 17 times 67, plus 10 times 72. I believe that's correct. And we get a total of 3,913. That's what I get when I add up all the data values. But remember, to find the mean, I have to take that and divide by the number of values there are. And that's just going to be the total sum of all the frequencies. So I can just separately go 1 plus 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 12 plus 14 plus 17 plus 10. So it looks like there's 64 data values. So if I just take the total sum and divide by the number of data values, I get a mean of 61.14. I believe that's the correct 2 digits. Yep. And they want the mean, to 1 decimal. So this would just be 61.1. Okay. Now we're going to kind of keep some of these ideas, especially when we're trying to find the median. So the median is the middle value, right? So if I have, let's say I have an even number of things. Let's say I have 4 data values. So I'll just make up a data set. 4, 6, 7, and 12. Those are my 4 data values. The mean is going to cut the first half of the data from the second half of the data. So if I have an even number of values, it's kind of easy to tell where the median is going to fall. You'll just divide it in half, and then the median will go right next to whatever value you get when you divide it in half. If there's an odd number of things, it's a little different. So if I add another data value here, let's say I have another value of 15. To find the median, I have 5 things here. I can't divide 5 by 2, so I subtract 1 and I get 4. And I say, okay, well, the median is going to divide the first 2 things from the last 2 things, so it's going to be the third thing. We're going to kind of keep that logic here. So the first thing I want to figure out is how many data values there are. So I'm going to add up the frequencies. 1 plus 4 plus 5 plus 15 plus 25 plus 14 plus 7 plus 5 plus 1. So I get 77 data values. That's not divisible by 2. But if I subtract 1, 76 is divisible by 2. If I do that, I get 38. So that means if I were to list out all my data values, you can imagine there would be 38 values, then my median, then the median, then 38 more values. Hopefully that makes sense, right? I have 76 things, so I have 38 values. The 39th value is going to be my median. And then I'm going to have 38 values after that. So 38 plus 1 gives me the 77 total. So my median is the 39th value. So now I just have to figure out which class does the 39th value fall into. Okay, well, if I just add up the frequencies, so if I'm in the first class, there's only one digit in the first class. Let's see if I jump to the end of the second class. If I add these two frequencies together, I get 5. So there's 5 things contained in the first 2 classes. If I add up the third frequency, I get 10 things. Add up the fourth frequency, I get 25 things, 10 plus 15. Add up this frequency, I get 25 plus 25, I get 50. Okay? And you can keep going, but I think we've gone far enough. So look, when I'm here, all the way down to this frequency or this class, that only accounts for 25 of the data values. Now, if I include all of this class, now I have 50 of the data values, which means the 39th data value must have fallen somewhere in here, because this class has taken me from the 25th data value to the 50th data value. Since there's 25 things in here, one of them has to be the 39th. So what is the 39th value? We don't know, but again, just like before, we assume all the values in this class are the exact midpoint. So it's not 60 or 64, it's going to be 62.